Yeah.
All right. Again, adventures, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tears of the Realms. Yes, this is our custom Cypher System RPG powered game set in our weird, messed up Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild flavored version of Hyrule, and the people below me are the actual full cast because it's a new year and we decided to all be here. And that kind of
It's
rhymed.
exactly how that worked, yeah.
It's exactly what it was. It had
worked.
nothing to do with the fact that our schedules actually lined up.
Nope, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
And by the way, Kiri is not in a hospital bed for those of you worried.
Wait, she's not?
It's so white in here. You know what's crazy? These walls are gray.
Your shirt is also
Wow.
Anymore?
helping the aesthetic because it's
I
like a
know.
light gray.
But it says gnome for the holidays.
Yeah, but we can't see that over the nameplate.
No.
At least
Try-
I have yellow colored lights, apparently.
I
And
have.
it was all
both
yellow.
like,
Look,
with-
Ina went to the mountains. I am amongst the snow.
He's already covered in the snow.
This is why I don't like the phrase "climb every mountain." You don't need to climb every mountain. I know you can just climb one and call it.
Maybe she
No,
did.
'cause
We
then-
don't know.
Then you wouldn't, in fact, be climbing every mountain. Wait.
I would actually.
You can find your dream on the first one. You don't have to.
would be
do
That's
all
not
that.
how dreams work, Mado.
It would be so hard to forge every stream.
Now we know how
Yeah.
Matto got into shield selling.
Give up on your dreams.
This
gave
is
up
something
on
I
it,
can do. Let's stick with that forever.
So,
It's sad how often that happens, though.
announcements. It's why I have a degree in marketing management. So,
I have a
Um,
degree in dance. Am I a dancer? Not really.
Yes.
I haven't made any mummies.
As far as ZU announcements, due to the fact that I wish we had someone like maybe the person that runs the Twitch channel for ZU, or maybe like the media director for ZU, because they would know if there was any ZU announcements.
Only about Twitch or media.
Yeah.
If last night reminded me of anything, there's just like a million other departments that we have no idea what's going on in. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a meeting last night I was supposed to be at.
Announcements. Can't think of too much. It's beginning of the year. We're getting things in gear for a non-Tears of the Kingdom year, which is so great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun last year, wasn't it?
Finally, we rest.
Tears of the Kingdom was fun last year, yes.
No more arguing about what a spoiler is. Is this a spoiler?
Yeah,
What
I
exactly
think
does spoiler mean?
we're still in like building mode a bit.
How do you define 6?
Jody's
Still
clearly not
have-
bitter.
I
What kind
define
of
6. Yeah, I mean 6. I would define as divorce, beheaded, died, divorce, beheaded. survived.
Nerd, get him! Get him!
Amazing.
How many musical references can we fit in?
All right, well, start your counters now, folks.
We're at
Um,
least at 2.
Yep.
Other announcements. Guys want to see something cool? I've showed everybody because I'm super, super proud. I have a deck of many things and it looks really pretty. You want to see it? Doesn't matter if you want to see it. I'm going to show it to you. This is my deck of many things. And it's pretty. And you see all the different cards and they have gold on the side. See? Woo! Sorry, I just really like this.
Jody really
And
likes
it-
showing his deck to people.
You know what? Nobody ever asked to see my deck, and I want somebody to see my deck, okay? It's been a long time.
Yeah,
It's
you've made that clear.
Comfortable with the energy we have created in the studio.
You are welcome.
It is too early in the day for that kind of talk. I do not have the coffee for this.
It
at the
always
moment.
is.
Wait. This is realms, Lex.
My point stands. I do not have coffee.
I also don't have coffee,
And
but that's normal.
But it's
And
just
I
like
also
been
don't
part
have
of realms for like 4.5 years. So
It's true.
Lex, remind me in a few
Yeah.
months that we had this
Right around-
conversation, and I'll
Since
send you a coffee during Realms.
actually,
I
since realms started,
Yeah, I mean, I still
the
remember
first
a
episode-
conversation where I go, so, Cass, do you want to be on top or bottom?
Episode.
That was not my fault, though.
And that set the tone.
Remember having long
I
I
conversations?
don't know how long
Problem.
Cass can hold her breath. Yes, you do.
Are we the problem here? Yes.
I'm not the problem. I'm the solution.
We're the solutions to our own problems. Wise words.
we
with
the
the wise
problems
mouth.
to our
if
own
we
solutions.
choose to.
We're the prolutions to our own solbrums.
I hate that so much.
Elias sounded like a life coach there, and I didn't enjoy that.
Oh my God, Elias as a life coach would be the most hilarious thing ever.
I do want to see that.
You know what my dad always told me? Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Well, that's not a musical reference, but I appreciate a little TLC.
Well, it is musical. Like, it's a song.
It's a different definition of musical.
Anyway, any other big things going on with anyone in the cast?
Hire me.
Ilea
Hire
wants to be
Ilea.
hired. Does anyone need someone with a PhD in smart stuff? 'Cause we have an Ilea.
Smart stuff.
PhD in
You
smart
have no idea how many times Ilea has told me exactly what her PhD is in, and every single time my brain is gone.
I literally constantly
Wait.
forget what Chax, Kiri, and Ilea do all the time for work. The only reason I know Lex is because he literally never shuts up about it.
Well,
Okay,
to be, I will
Elias,
give you a pass for me because it changes constantly.
when my
I
sister
am
was
gig worker
working,
to a T.
when my sister was working for the state, she just kept getting promotions, and so I had no idea what she did. People would tell me, still no idea. And I feel like knowing what your sister does for a living would be a good thing to do.
So
But
my
also-
sister is my best friend, and I see her all the time. And I've told her many, many a times what my job is and what my job title is. She tells people still, I don't know, something in linguistics.
It took me a while to remember what my brother does. Like years of him repeatedly telling me.
Over the summer,
I see her
after
every day.
after visiting my sister's family, I left and I was like, I think my brother-in-law knows what I do.
Impressive.
You know, the funny thing is, I think I remember what Venus does more often than Jax, simply because I have such a profound distaste for accounting in general.
That's fair.
That's what my brother-in-law did several years ago. He has an accounting degree.
Speaking of accounting and numbers, it's 9:41 and Chax has a heart out.
I do.
No, Lex
There
Yay.
does.
Lex does.
Not Chax, Lex. I'm so sorry, babe.
Wrong X.
Where are we in the coffee cup?
Look, this isn't coffee.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Oh,
At my parents' house,
Yeah.
I normally have coffee in the morning. This is just a lot of tea bags and they work slower.
it's just water in a coffee cup.
I'm also at my parents' house. They tell me that the water from the coffee machine is perfectly suitable for having tea. I disagree.
It is absolute. I would also disagree with that.
Okay.
Interesting.
I have
With
now
that being said,
looked up the apparently Finnish phrase that Kiri posted in chat.
It's
Turns out
I'm a
it,
wizard.
it means exactly what she posted immediately after that. So
wait, you're learning Finnish?
no,
Yes,
I
I am.
Googled it. Oh, you mean, yeah.
No, because so fun fact, I follow
Well, we all
Kiri
just learned a little
on
Finnish.
a lot of different places, and I saw her posting things about being a wizard in other languages, and for some odd reason, I thought I recognized the language you were posting in,
Nope, it's
and
Finnish.
I do not speak Finnish in any way, shape, or form. So
Minä olen
So-
velo.
This should not be something that takes us away from playing in a second, but I do
15
want
minutes
everyone to
later.
figure out How many languages can you say thank you in? And that's it. Let's move on.
That's good.
None, but I at least like one or two.
None?
But I know how
You
to
Lex
say
doesn't
it in
even
English.
Lex doesn't even know how to say it in English. It's a foreign phrase to him.
Uh,
That's what happens when you get into corporate America, you know.
At
He
least
interred
6.
on just one big company and now completely gone.
I think 9.
I think I'm at 9 too.
4, 5.
I think I'm 6.
I know all of the Romance languages except
Spanish,
Portuguese,
French.
Oh.
Is
sign language or American
10.
Sign Language.
German.
Oh,
British
used to
Sign
know
Language,
Russian.
11.
yeah. If they had,
Italian.
Yeah,
Is it
how it
that
counts
big?
as
Is it
a-
that different a sign
7.
in British?
New
and-
I think
and
just
USL?
4 for me,
Is it still?
and I really had to
British?
think.
They're
I'm
their
sorry,
own
I said British.
languages.
I was thinking Japanese.
Does New Jersey
No.
count as a language?
They are different. And French
New
is
Jersey
No.
barely counts as a state.
12.
Shit, you're right.
Oh, if British counts with
Well.
saying cheers, then 905. Yeah.
7, I think, in that case.
Okay, then 4.
So now, I believe it's time for us to return to Tears of the Realms. The party is divided. After dealing with a Sheikah hideout, the party was able to find Arel and escape, getting some new information about what the Sheikah, or the Yiga, were doing. They had apparently discovered a device not too unsimilar from the device that originally gave Arel her powers. But they had added something different to it, something powerful. They referred to it as a secret stone. When the party returned to the Tears Core, they informed everyone there what they had found and went back to their rooms to rest before having a complete debriefing. They noticed that the Tears Core seemed to be staffing back up. People were returning after the previous order to leave. But then Aino received communication that caused her to have a conversation with Adesh. After telling Adesh that she couldn't tell him where she was going or why, but that she wanted him to know, she stole his towel and made him walk around the Tears Core naked. in
Make
the
him do that.
attempt to prevent him from following her. And then she left. The rest of the party decided to band together and work with Arel to track Aino and try to catch her before she left, possibly permanent. As they were going, they started discovering that Aino was apparently traveling much faster than should be physically possible. And they came up with a brilliant idea of cutting her off at the pass, going all the way to the possible endpoint and working their way backwards. And that is where we return.
This is such the least bad idea that we have.
I mean, how often do you guys ever do anything that's actually the good idea?
It's a bad idea, me and you.
Excuse
Often
you.
enough when we're
3.
all together. When we're not all together.
Have you seen the awesome shit we have done when we put our thoughts in? We took down the evil treat with the when we were all real smart and figured out how to take down all the cable-y thing at the bad place.
What are you
As long
talking
as
about?
it's As long as it's
Before we
not
left
me,
the
Elias,
realm.
and Chax.
Oh
Before
yeah,
we left
yeah,
the
yeah,
realm.
Yeah. That's when it gets questionable.
Oh.
Yeah, when it's only us three, we end up stuck in alleys and hallways and not going anywhere.
We have good ideas. At least good conversations.
And then we blow
It's
up
it's a
neighborhood.
brainstorm session.
It is.
Yeah.
I leave for like a
We
couple
all
weeks to do
share
a
one
musical,
cell and
then
just keep
what the
passing
hell?
it around.
I feel like Elias normally has the brains. That's never in my possession.
I forgot Donka.
You saying
So-
it's never in my possession and then just a sad piano note right after.
So,
Me.
as all of you feel the transition going from the Shadow Realm to
Oh yeah.
the regular realm that you're all familiar with, the first thing that you all notice is going from the Tears Core, which is in kind of southwestern Hyrule, to where you are currently. You all can start seeing your breath in the air. You feel the chill around you. And a few of you can even start seeing snowflakes kind of collecting on your shoulders and noses.
As I recall, I'm wearing some kind of very puffed up snow jacket.
Yeah, everyone got cold gear before we left.
So
We need
Adesh looks like a panda.
Yeah, it's still like a V-neck shape, but you know, yeah.
Gotta have the chest showing off. And for some odd reason, the bottom just opens up to show your navel.
But everything else is just obscenely puffy.
So, yeah, as you guys look around, you can see that Arel, who has already returned back to the Tears Core to do, to kind of coordinate with Kess and the rest of the heroes of the realm, in case you guys are unable to find Aino, who is going through an earthquake at the moment. As you guys look around, you can see that she apparently has placed you relatively far from the nearest town, and really anyone else. Like, you guys can just kind of look around, and kind of the heavy quiet of a snow-filled night kind of just fills the air around you, and you guys can see remarkably far, because this particular part rule is not very heavily wooded, and so you just see this kind of stillness going across. So,
Oh,
what would you all like to do?
wow, it is cold. Colder than I thought it would be.
Well, I mean, you've got like a jacket up to what, like your midriff, and like you still got exposed skin. That's gonna be cold there, buddy.
Obviously, yeah. Is that... Has anyone been here before?
I feel like Motto might have, as someone who has done like R&D for like snow shields.
I believe when we had a conversation about your background, this was one of the places that we specifically mentioned that you had been.
Oh, yeah. Great. In that case, then yes, I know. Yeah, I know this area.
You know that one paragraph of the written backstory that all of us submitted to Jody?
Absolutely.
I
I've gotten
submitted mine.
everybody's background.
Oh.
I submitted mine.
Well, now that someone's actually done it, I have to.
Yeah.
I had
basically
done it and
Kiri-
it had been forgotten.
Yeah, and
I-
Kiri and Chax had both sent it to me.
Man, I have to write two
we're-
backstories now.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are basically in the Tabantha Tundra, basically north of Snowfield City.
Okay. So we're just marching towards the tier core from across Hyrule.
Snowstorm!
What was that? Anyone hear anything?
Sounded like I know.
Yeah.
What direction did it come from?
I don't know.
I would say, Zariah, I would assume you probably haven't been to this particular area other than the few times that you guys had kind of winter training. Just because, again, you live on the opposite side of Hyrule.
Now.
Oh, wait, yeah, because you're... duh. Yeah, this is... I mean... I totally forgot that you're from Rito City. I'd probably say this particular area was not super heavily traveled by the Rito in general, just because there were a lot of Linnells and other things in the Tabantha Tundra. So you guys tended to stay more west of it. So you probably don't have a ton. You would know of the area and you're familiar with the climate, but probably never been here specifically. And I would assume, Dilly, you've probably been to Snowfield simply because it would have been a stop. It's one of the few habitated areas in this part of Hyrule. So
I didn't like it very much. It's cold. Does weird things to your grip.
Yeah, I've never been here before, but it's not a fan so far. We should find Dino. Or get warmer trying. Anyone know which direction we're supposed to walk from here, by the way?
Back towards corpse.
Right, which way is that?
What was the name of it?
Tears cool.
Oh, we're just going back to the core. So like we're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, so
the
I know
original
is
plan that
is
you guys all know is the vector that you were given back in the Tears Core was basically pointing at the Herbra Mountains. And so Tabantha Tundra is an area that if someone was coming from the Tears Core to the Herbra Mountains, they would probably have to pass by here. Unless they went south, and that generally tends to be slightly more dangerous with Hyrule Field and all those other things there. So,
Can I use my shield and like surf and kind of do like a cursory like scan of the area and like surf around?
yeah, you can see that there is there's Mount Drenna nearby, which is a smaller mountain. Bye, Kiri. We'll miss you.
Oh no.
So that if you wanted to get high enough, because right now, because you're kind of in the middle of Tabantha Tundra, it's just flat, so you can see pretty far without too much difficulty.
Oh.
Can we-
But if you want to
We
go to
also
Mount,
have someone who could fly.
yeah, you all, yeah.
It's all flat, no. How far is the flat land?
Miles.
Yeah.
Do we know which direction vaguely the Tears Core is? Do we have any sense of that?
Yeah,
Any-
you guys know that she should be coming from the east from where you are.
Okay.
If you guys have kind of guessed correctly.
Do we know where east is?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not that
I
lost.
should hope we have a sense of.
I just didn't know, like, snow cover with clouds or whatever. Like,
Did he freeze for anyone else, or is it just me?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Oh no, yeah. he
Elias
froze.
is still blinking. Oh.
don't, if I
No,
make no
it
sudden
just-
movements.
Yeah.
It went-
Their vision is
No,
based on
for me
eyesight.
For me, it went
Based on-
snow cover.
Compared to vision based on smell?
On hearing, yeah, that's correct.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, I see the sun. Wait, is it dark? Well, isn't it dark?
It is currently dark.
So you
because
see the
guys-
moon?
All right. I don't know how I know which way is east, but I think it's this way.
There are a lot of different ways you can figure
See
out
the
directions.
stars, you know.
And Elias only knows one. Two, if I find moss on a tree, but I don't think that's going to be
I
around
can
here.
give you stars.
Or, and here's a crazy idea. I do believe that compasses are a thing in the Zelda universe that one of you probably has.
Do
Yeah.
I have a compass?
They only work indoors, though.
They don't even point north. They always just
Point in the direction you need to go.
no. They point at the boss actually.
Point to the nearest wooden
The
box
direction
with
you need to
valuables
go.
in it.
Yeah, and they just keep beeping. It's weird. Compasses, compi, whatever the plural of compasses.
Definitely come by.
So does that mean the bosses are magnetic
back.
north?
Yes.
They're magnetic?
Absolutely.
Some
They
more
are
than
now.
others.
So there's not a lot of iron in the land for Hyrule. Okay. What? I'm sorry. Trying to figure out how soil composition is
So
working.
wait, important question. How much
Is it though?
is currently visible?
Oh.
Because if we're like,
Is it because it's Mato?
how much moonlight do we have? Like, what is actually our visual range right now if it's currently dark? Like, is there... Like, are there moons? Like, is the moon out? Can we see
It
or
is.
it pure dark?
You guys left relatively like really early morning, like 3-4 in the morning. So you guys would be able to see the moon is starting to disappear below the horizon at this point, which makes it really easy to figure out where east is.
Oh.
Right. But we can't really see anything else at the moment.
We see white
So,
and
like,
black.
we know where east is, but we don't really have an easy way of seeing, like, specifically, though, right?
I mean, the moon is still relatively bright, so it's kind of a bright moonlit in the night, and there's not a whole lot of stuff to block light. And here's another fun fact: snow reflects light really well.
Get sun.
Like,
No blindness is
amazingly
a
well.
thing.
Yep.
So, despite the fact that the only light source right now is the moon that is slowly descending,
As long as it's enough that we can see. Like, I know
Yeah,
about
you
snow
guys can see
blindness and all
fine.
that stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just like,
We
how
don't
much
need to
light
have
should
dark
we-
vision.
Yep.
Okay. That was the question. Thank you. Well, we need to...
I heard that if you move your body a lot, you heat up faster. So I'm gonna start like briskly jogging east. If anyone would like to join me instead of looking around.
Sure. Why not? I'll take a shield, and I'll take another shield from my pack. It's got like a little snowflake on it. Tap it. It like fractals out into a shield that looks like a snowflake. Mato thought it was cool when he made it.
Did you think you
And
were
this-
cool when you were making this?
Yeah, it felt right.
Uh-huh.
And then he puts it down and just like does a running start, lands on it, and just starts surfing.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on my feet and keep my eyes up for bluish teal hair.
Billy
Thanks.
is just keeping an eye out for some dog-like creatures to attach to Mato's shield.
Zerai is
what?
impressed that the shield can go on flat land.
It's cross country shielding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mato's good at that.
Literally
Okay, but
cross
if you
country.
find Okay, but if you find a hill that, like, even a slight hill, that can become a horrible thing when you are going cross country in a way like that. That took
Okay, I thought your
forever.
screen was broken.
Will be if the weather keeps up.
Oh, important question: is Eki gonna blend? Isn't Eki like an Arctic?
A key.
Yeah, Yeah,
is
Aki's
an
gonna be
Arctic
invisible.
fox, and yes,
Yeah.
that's what camouflage is.
Oh, okay.
All
also
Aki needs to
Wait,
do.
That's why I'm
is
looking for
roll-
Aino's hair and not a fox, because I'm not gonna see that fox until it's 2 inches from my face.
Oh yeah.
And probably not even then.
Aki will just appear on your shoulder. And even then, you'll be like, what is this snow doing on my shoulder? Looking at me, blinking. Snow doesn't blink.
That's now.
Does if it gets
So-
in your
Oh,
eyes.
hang on. Actually, was the key
Snow
mechanical
your
when Aino left or not?
No, Aki has not been mechanical
Okay.
since they first
I
had
couldn't.
the
I couldn't
first
remember.
night. Neither she nor Aki wanted to stay in the
In robo form.
robo form. Did not feel good.
Am I in robo form? I don't think so. I think I went back.
You did go back.
I did go back. Thanks.
I'm really happy that Jax and I both started singing the same song based on a pun.
Hmm.
Nerds, all of you.
So,
Thank you.
From
as
Lex.
you, I'm happy of my nerd cred. And band geek cred, and musical theater geek Craig.
Craig?
How is Craig?
Oh, I know Craig. He runs the fly system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig.
Oh God.
So as you guys are all wandering and things like that, the moon slowly descends beyond the horizon, and you guys can start seeing the sun slowly peek over the eastern horizon that you guys are heading towards, and suddenly the world goes from kind of a fuzzy but seeable darkness to bright, intrusive light as the sun starts bouncing off all this snow. And your ability to see, previously you could see maybe a few hundred feet in any direction, and now you can see for miles. And there's crows as part of this winter woods ambiance.
Hey,
Where's the murder?
Oh.
What?
Just points to the crows.
It
up
hasn't happened
somewhere.
yet.
Bum, bum,
Here we
bum.
see the range of people. I got a what? They're over there and not yet.
Really D&D parties.
Hey,
Alright, still looking for the unkindness.
Zariah. Given that
Gosh.
Aino kind of wanted us to not follow her, which I guess is now technically not what we're doing, but what were you planning to sort of like say to her about like why we are intercepting?
Well, it was the possibility that we wouldn't have seen her again if she ended up going into her library.
Yeah,
she
this
might
mystical.
never be coming out.
Do we think it's a snow library? A snow like it only shows up in a snowstorm or something?
It's possible. That's a good point. I don't know.
Should we be looking for a giant library too?
Probably not.
I'm gonna start
Probably
looking for a
very
library as well as
secret.
blue hair.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to, if we weren't thinking about that already, like we're kind of going against her wishes here. So sorry, I'm standing and getting cold,
Hang
so
out.
I'm gonna keep walking.
Not well,
So,
a little too much.
Over the next few days, you guys are basically slowly making your way eastward, doing your best to kind of fan out as much as possible without losing contact from each other. And the first few days are remarkably mundane.
Oh my gosh.
You guys don't really encounter almost anything compared to 10, 11 years ago, before the restoration, traveling, especially off the road that was relatively well guarded compared to the rest, it was almost a death sentence to be this far away from civilization. And you guys, every so often, you'll see, what are the jello things called?
Choo-choos.
Yeah, every so often you'd see some choo-choos that you have to deal with. On the first night when you guys camped, you did have to get rid of your fire for a little bit because you could see a Linnell really far away, and you were afraid that just due to the visibility, they might notice your fire. But it's been remarkably boring until
We see the secret
like-
library.
everyone to make me let's make this a wisdom contest. So everyone
Oh.
make me a
Oh God.
wisdom roll, and whoever gets the highest will get something. And Imp, just let me know when you're done.
I do imagine on the first day, Dilly and Motto would have gotten into a snowball fight.
Yes, absolutely, that would have happened. And I would have tried to like use my shield to like move quickly and
As a
evade
shield?
while
Oh,
overthrowing.
no, okay.
No, oh,
No,
that would be too silly.
he loads it up with snowballs and is just like sitting there throwing them all.
I
Oh, no,
kind of
yeah,
get
I
this.
have
On a
another
tray.
shield as like a tray as I'm like throwing them.
He eventually uses his shield in every possible way except as a shield during the snowball fight.
I mean,
Jody-
kind of-
He like uses it as a shovel and like starts shoveling it at Dilly.
Jody, did you say straight wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom. This is a perception check. So if anyone has any skills that
Gay or
improve their ability
bisexual
to-
wisdom will also work.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't
Good.
do straight very well.
Okay,
Um,
but what about a demisexual wisdom?
that counts.
Yeah, that's fine.
All wisdoms are valid.
so with
That's
my,
a good wisdom.
That is. With my knowledge of the area and skills that I've learned in my parents, probably around this area.
Mm-hmm.
Will that?
Sure.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
go with that. Sure.
What's the DC?
That's a
It's not a DC. This is a contest, so it's basically
Oh,
going to
it's a
be
contest.
whomever gets the
Natural
highest.
19.
Anyone that has training that you can use, you can add a plus 2 to your roll.
I have no training, but also rolled a natural 19.
Cool.
Oh,
19.
I have perception
Okay.
that I'm trained in.
Awesome. That would definitely apply.
Okay, sorry. What am I adding?
Just
Plus 2.
a
Plus 2?
D20 plus 2.
I got 18
Is that with, the plus 2? Okay.
All right, I got 16 with the plus.
No, both of you are going to notice this at the same time, different places.
okay.
As you all are kind of wandering, out of the corner of your eye, Adesh, you think you see something kind of sparkle or shine from from relatively far away near some bushes and other things like that. And as you look over, at first you see nothing. And then you see a small kind of vulpine creature just kind of wander out of the bushes and look at you. And having spent a lot of time with Aino and Aki, this doesn't look like Aki very much. It's much more svelte and skinny. It doesn't have the really big bushy tail.
I was gonna say, are you calling my friend Pudgy?
No,
And
this
not
is almost to the point where it doesn't look like it has fox features, but it just seems too thin to be an actual fox.
Also not glowing.
Yeah, I mean there is that.
There's your big giveaway of not a key.
And
No glowing.
the creature just kind of looks at you and cocks its head to the side, very similar to what you've seen a key do quite a few times before Ino responds to a very in-depth conversation that they seem to be having at that point. And it just keeps staring at you for a moment.
Knowing it's does not look like a key.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, I'm gonna say, a key, is that you?
He just kind of looks at you, blinks a few times.
Okay, no, I didn't think so either. No, it's you look like a friend of mine.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, there's a fox thing over here, but it's not a key.
Fox!
As you two are having that conversation, Mado, as you're kind of going around, you suddenly again see kind of a shine in the snow. And as you go to kind of look at it, you suddenly are launched from your shield. And go kind of end over end and land in a snowbank. And as you kind of wipe the snow off, perched on top of the snow that you're trying to dig yourself out is this strange kind of rodent ferret kind of looking thing. Again, very kind of live. And it is right here just staring in your eyes.
Hello, friend. Sorry that I might have crashed into your home here. Are you friendly?
And as you say that, it jumps off of you and kind of scurries into the snow, stops, does a complete turnaround, and just comes back and stares at you.
I don't know if that's really an answer. Would
It then
you like...
kind of runs off, and you see it kind of dragging the shield that was slightly embedded in the snow behind it towards you.
Aw. Thanks, buddy.
Are we all getting a key?
Would you like to tag along, I guess?
Cocks its head to the side.
Up to you. I know you live here. I kind of just intruded. I'm looking for a friend.
Suddenly you watch its body kind of go stiff, and it seems to be looking at something over your shoulder.
I look at it and go, slowly turn around.
Okay. Out of the corner of your eye, you see some kind of light reflecting off the snow. And as you turn to look at whatever this creature is looking at, there's nothing there. When you turn back, there's no ferret.
That's not good. Do I... No fair as do I see any signs of, like, he left? Did he get, like, yeeted out?
You can see the tracks, the kind of drag mark of your shield from where it was dragged over, but there are no paw prints in the snow anywhere.
Well, that's
No paw
concerning.
prints from the snowbank, no paw prints. So whatever dragged your shield, there's no showing that anything was there actually dragging it.
How far am I from the rest of the group?
Probably like a couple 100 feet. Like you, because you can move a little bit faster than them, have been kind of doing a scout roll. And you can see both Dilly and a Dash seem to be looking at something. So,
I want to do another cursory look around of, like, is there anything that I'm missing? If there were, like, other prints anywhere, or if this was just sort of like I'm not gonna say a print, but if I am hallucinating of, like, they're not, like, the paw prints, they're not actually there.
the shield was dragged by something. Like, that is obvious. You can see the marks in the snow from where the shield was dragged. And it obviously, you hit something that you couldn't see under the snow, which is not a completely bizarre thing to happen. Snow can hide a lot of things underneath it. So running into a rock or something that launches you, this is probably not the first, second, or 12th time that has happened to you.
Huh. I look back around just to double check that there's nothing behind me.
So as you can tell, you're kind of alone. Again, the rest of the party is stopped, so you're kind of on your own right now, as at least Dillian and Adesh seem to be focused on something else. So while that's going on, Adesh, you've called Dilly over.
Yeah, this thing is a fox looking thing, but it's not a key. Sorry. Do you understand what I am saying?
Dilly just immediately pulls out like some food rations. I assume Dilly has meat on them and tears off a piece.
Okay.
He goes, "Where?"
Oh,
This direction?
right here.
Okay.
Hey, do you want some food? They've got some food back here.
He just
And
keeps kind of
offers-
staring at you.
After a talking fox?
Maybe try to give me the food, and I'll try to. I'm not going to eat it.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Dilly very much wants to be the one to pet the animal.
I offer
you-
it and crouch and attempt animal handling.
Okay. So as you look at it, where it is right now, it's probably about 150 feet away.
Oh, it's that far away. Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten very close to you. So if you'd like to approach it closer, to be perfectly honest, you were kind of impressed that you noticed it from as far away as it was.
I'll try to get a little closer, but not close to where it starts to look hesitant or afraid or something.
So as you move closer, you watch as it mirrors your movement.
As in, it gets closer the same speed or farther the same speed?
It closes in on you, and it actually, by mirroring, I mean actual mirrors. Like it walks in your gait.
How tall is this thing?
It's relatively small, which is one of the more impressive things, that it's able to kind of match your steps. And you can see it actually kind of changing its posture to kind of look, because you're getting a little bit smaller in that. You watch as it looks like it's mimicking you, and it's doing a remarkably good job at it.
Okay. I'll get within 10 feet before I stop. So do you want the food, or are you just copy foxing me?
And the creature just starts slowly kind of circling you and just looking you up and down.
Right. So I'm going to assume you cannot understand me. Does the word... Okay. We're going to do some word association. You react in any way if you've heard any of them before, okay? We already tried a key. Fox. I know. Library. Letter. Snowstorm. Teal hair. I'm running out of words here.
It completes its circle around you, and you see this expression that looks very human to you, where it just has this expression of like, okay, that makes sense. And then it just does an about face and starts running back to the bush that you saw it come out of.
Right. Okay. I'm going to leave this piece of meat right here in case you change your mind. We're gonna head this way roughly. That's where we'll be if you wanna help us out. If not, enjoy the free food. All right.
Oh, real quick,
I-
because I
I
completely
walk
forgot
back-
about these. Everybody take a player. Try this one more time. Take a player intrusion token from Imp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from Emperor P, Peyton, just let me know when you're done. Just say done in chat, and you guys will get more stuff from Peyton. So that being said, as you say those things, you watch as it goes into the little bush, and then again, there's kind of like a flash of light, and then everything is still again.
And then his golden coat was out of sight.
So the sparkles seem to come from the ferret fox.
As far as you can tell, you basically it went in there, and then from somewhere behind the bush, there was a little bit of a light.
Okay. It's you said the bush is still.
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
I'll do what I said, and then just go and look in the bush to see if there's anything unusual, shiny, whatever.
So looking through the bush, you can see that there's some winter berries that seem to be mostly intact. Like they haven't been chewed on by any animals or anything, but they're fairly far into the bush. You kind of assume that these are the ones that were just too far in for animals to be able to eat. Aside from that, there's nothing in here. And looking around, you also notice a lack of paw prints or anything that would indicate anyone other than you has been here.
I will pick as many of the berries as are easy to pick, and just drop a little trail from the bush to the meat with them,
Okay.
and then be on my way.
Hopefully those aren't poison berries.
I
mean, they've been
They
eating
are.
them.
We can find a use for them.
Mato's gonna walk back over to the group and be like, hey, so very weird thing. I came across a ferret looking
Ferret fox.
ferret. Was it more of like a rat on mine that I saw?
Looks like a rat.
It had fallen and then
Okay, where?
disappeared. I point at where I was. But they're not there.
Billy
And then-
immediately goes over there.
Wait, no, they're not even there.
You find a large patch of snow that has most of Mato's face contained within it where he face planted. But aside from that and some kind of dragging marks, you see nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, there was one of those over here too. It mimicked me for a little bit. Didn't seem to. Well, I don't know. It didn't speak Hylian. And then I just left it food and it kind of vanished into the bush somewhere. It's very light on its feet. Can't even see its tracks.
Yeah, I don't see anything either, so it's very weird.
Well, you know.
All right, real quick. Everybody take a reroll token from Peyton. I get an intrusion token. And then math is hard. Sorry, folks.
I'm like,
Then-
Jack's got a lot of things.
Because he spelled my name wrong, and I think he felt bad.
Lex, take a player intrusion token. Elias, take a player intrusion token. Chaz, take a recovery token. Chex, take a player intrusion token. Chex, make another player intrusion token. And then one more player intrusion token. And then Ilea, take an effort token. And Kiri, take an effort token. All from Peyton.
Thank you, Peyton.
Yay.
So that being said, as all of this is going on, I know
Hello.
Oh yeah, Kiri's in the game.
What?
This is one of the first times that you have ever traveled in this particular manner. You've left and explored outside your home fairly regularly, sometimes with permission, more times without. But you've always kind of traveled with, for lack of a better term, mundane means. You know, you walk, you get creative and fly or glide every so often, but it's always been your own power. However, after the notice that you got, you suddenly realized that the, weeks or months that it would take you to get to where you were going was not going to last anywhere near that long, because as you started traveling after stealing Adesh's towel,
I didn't steal it. It was left there.
um, you suddenly started seeing messengers showing up a lot. Like every few minutes, a new messenger would show up and would just kind of lock eyes with you and then do an about face, and you would know to follow them. And after you followed them for a little bit, you would suddenly see a bright flash of light, and suddenly you were not in the place you were in previously. And you had kind of been told that the messengers and information gatherers had less mundane ways to get information quickly, but you'd never personally experienced it yourself. And so the first time it happens, it's jarring, because it feels almost like you've gone into like a slide, and it's very quick and wind rushes, and then suddenly you're in a very different place. And sometimes gravity is even not quite the same, because you'll go in going this way and you'll come out going this way. But very quickly you adapt to it, and over the next few days you travel what should have taken you 2 or 3 weeks, stopping long enough to rest. And every so often, you would find another messenger that's not kind of guiding you, that would just give you a note or something with it. Some of it just more information about things going on. Some of it just kind of stuff that they expected you to take with you. But it's been strange with just how many of these creatures that you've been seeing, because you could spot them a mile away and you've seen them fairly regularly, but the sheer volume of these messengers just showing up and appearing constantly has started to set off little alarm bells. You knew that there were many of them. You'd never seen all of them working together this much. And most recently, as you were going, you suddenly found a creature that looked kind of like a jackrabbit, kind of obviously a rodent with long ears, but again, a very kind of lithe, thin body. And it just kind of peers on your shoulder. And in its front teeth, it has a much more kind of thought out message that it's just holding, and is kind of nudging your ear with it.
So I'm not home yet.
Not yet. No, it's gonna, with the vast distance that you have to go,
Okay.
it's still gonna take you.
Even though they've also been traveling for days.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
You think that with how fast you're traveling, again, it should take you well over a month, probably like 2 months to get there. And you think you'll probably be there in less than a week. So you're probably a day or two away from there. Again, these little kind of tiny slide things aren't massive distances, but they do shorten the trip significantly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It makes sense in my brain.
I just assumed I would be home by now.
Not quite. Like I said, it's because again, you're on the opposite side of the world. It does take a little more time. Originally, you thought that this would be a couple months journey.
Sure, I'll take the note.
Okay. So as you look at the note, it basically describes your friends and tells you that they are somehow ahead of you. And you are basically informed that they seem to be causing trouble.
Okay. Um, gonna look at the rabbit. And kind of frown a moment and just be like, draw them this way. I will meet in middle.
And so the rabbit kind of looks at you.
Basically, like draw them away from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And the rabbit kind of looks at you and looks at the note and just, again, this very human expression kind of goes, okay. And it kind of jumps off.
Eki, it appears our lovely friends are really bad at following very simple directions. And I know we knew this.
Wow.
Like he just kind of comes forward and kind of rests his forehead on your forehead with a sigh. It's like,
All right. We have to get them home, or at least out of the storm, because we're going to a blizzard soon. And I think they would all die if they do not get somewhere warm relatively quickly. So, I don't want to be responsible for murder, even though not my fault. Let's go get them, yeah?
okay. And a key kind of moves his head away from yours and just gives you this look that conveys this kind of warning of what if they find out more than they're supposed to.
If we must go back to village, we go back to village. More important that library stays safe than I stay safe. And they all know that. Well, not friends know that, but family knows that. And if that must be what is conveyed, then that is what conveyed. As they say, at all costs, slavery must be protected. All right. Let's go save the stupid ones from themselves. Come, love.
So Aino kind of jumps down again and starts running off in the direction that you both go. And again, you have these little helpers just kind of appearing and helping you find more of these little slides. And
Okay.
eventually you get to a point where you
I will
can-
also tell one of them, like, since so many are coming and some are just kind of checking on my progress, also
Mhm.
send note ahead that I might be delayed or might not make it.
Okay,
Period. Just might not make it.
makes sense. So as you go a few hours pass as you're going through this, and you eventually are in a somewhat wooded area, and you can hear the voices of your friends carrying over the snow. They're still relatively far away, but just due to acoustics and just how dry the air is, nothing is really stopping the sound.
Is it me or is it getting colder these past few days?
I mean, we are getting deeper into the snow.
Are we getting? I
And
thought we were walking slowly out of the snow.
Eh,
We've been going the right way, right?
The snow
you've
never
been the
ends.
one leading.
We're just going east.
So, how many more creatures do you
sun's
think
leading.
there are?
What?
And do any of
Probably.
them want to be my friends?
I mean, I honestly, whatever I found, like the fair that I saw, I was fully ready to have him just join us and be like, all right, cool, you're my friend now. He brought me back the shield, and that was very, very sweet. And then I was like, hey, do you want to join us? And then he had a weird look of something behind me, and I turned to look. There was nothing there. I turned back. He was gone.
Yeah, you've
I was
said
a
this
little
story
sad
like
about it.
multiple times at this point.
I mean, I hadn't. I was just talking just now to Dill. Oh, okay.
I'm sure there are plenty of those things around hiding if you ever see a sparkle in a bush.
I
Unless they're
know.
endangered.
Hearing all of this, decides to take advantage of the lack of sound dampening. Has a key run in the general direction, but calls after a key as if she wasn't the one who sent him in that direction. Of Icky, Icky, don't go too far. Like making it very clear who she is and where she is.
Oh, Ina sent Takia to find us, didn't she?
Sometimes it feels like I still like hear Ino's voice in the wind.
You miss her after she took your towel. Or she took your bed sheet,
He
sorry.
misses her because she's
No, I actually have. I don't like that she did that.
You might not, others would.
Well, no one else was around at the time, thankfully, so doesn't
And as
matter.
you say, no one else was around. There is suddenly a furry presence on your shoulder.
This snow is getting out of hand. I try.
And
And he
Aki
just
gives you
straight up like chomps on your ear. Just not hard, but
little nip.
Oh, I think. Oh,
Are
I think
you-
it's just-
A key?
And then you hear what sounds you like foxes don't laugh, but dang, does it sound like this fox is chuckling at you? It's just like
Okay, that's a key.
They do they do have a very laughing sound.
they do. Just like
A key. Is Ino
them and
nearby?
ferrets.
Is she in
Did you
danger?
Why would a key be here calmly, numbing on your ear if she was in danger?
To get my
Did you not
attention.
did you not just hear her voice?
Wait, you heard that too?
Again.
That's why I
Icky!
said That's why I said what I said. She sent a key
Aki
out
jumps
for us.
down onto the snow, just looks back at you and shakes his head.
I know. We're over
and then
here.
turns and starts walking back very deliberately. And you watch as he just like places his paws as deep as he can in the
Follow
snow.
me, motherfucker.
I
And
think
then he
what
goes
he wants
off,
to
he
follow-
comes back, steps in the same places again, really like, and then just looks over his tail at you.
A key is acting very strange.
Oh my god.
I think-
Follow.
If a fox could face palm,
This is how the entire party dies of hypothermia.
Not the
TPK.
entire party. Some of us are used to the cold.
Hey, man,
That's-
hey, you had. I heard you had TPK. What happened? We took too long in the winter place, and spent more time doing nothing. So we all died of hypothermia.
Which is weird because all of us are together. Normally we do something.
Yeah. And instead we did nothing, and then we died. Weird. Anyway, Motto is gonna go follow Eki.
Yeah, we should follow
Okay.
the marching
So-
fox.
within a
there-
few minutes, a key has returned to your shoulder. I know.
With the moment Adesh is in like visual sight, a snowball hits him in the face, just square in the face.
I meant to say I forgot to mention this when Dilly and Mado were having a snowball fight, because what Dilly does is throw things with incredible accuracy.
Oh
I
no.
kind of imagined Mado just kind of going around and every so often throwing something and dodging, and Dilly just kind of watching you like, shoo, shoo, and then just a single snowball right at the base of his shield, and he face plants.
At Mach 2.
And I don't want to do an intrusion token to make that what happened. I just want to say that is
No, that
exactly
happened.
what happened. Oh, stop! That just is hilarious and sounds great.
So
But
fast forward.
snowball to face, followed by, oh, is that a dash? No, that can't be a dash, Aki, because I remember very specifically saying, do not follow me. And he said that he would not. Oh, he is a liar.
Everyone else had different ideas. And
Yes,
I'm very cold.
then perhaps you should not have come to the Tabanta Tundra. Funny
Also-
story. Not tropical environment. Weird, yeah.
Yeah, I
Also, Les, if you'd like to take a player intrusion token from Peyton.
Who?
Wait, is that going to Kiri or is that going to Lex?
Who?
I believe it's supposed to be Lex.
I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about just being called Les, but I'll take that player intrusion.
Nope, that's my thing. Yoink!
Anyway,
Look, yeah. Zarai was up, and we woke up Dilly, and we woke up Mato, and I told him what you told me, and that you just had to go, but didn't really explain why. I don't know. I think it might have been just like everyone didn't get a chance to say bye or really understand what was going on. You left very suddenly, mysteriously, and you did not give me a ton of time to properly react to what you were
Yes.
saying.
that was sort of the point.
Well, I am now more prepared to react, so
I am now more prepared.
please do not remove my clothes in the snow.
You weren't wearing clothes in hallway.
I
were
was wearing a
sheets.
cloth. Because you. Anyway. Um,
I'm assuming you also told Kess, because how else did you get this
Oh,
far
yeah.
when you were absolutely behind me?
We kind of had to tell Cass, and then Zolta was also there, and then Arel
So
also
not
knows
only
because.
did you let everyone know, you let the Tears Corp know.
That you had left.
It's just so that, like, yes.
Look, they were going to know you were gone the next day.
And we had that conversation. You
They-
were really
they
not
knew
good
you
at
were-
the secrets.
Okay, they were going to know you were gone the next day.
I know.
Yeah, all right.
Hi, Billy. Lovely to see you.
Good to
Let's
see you too.
start walking this way because there is small village this way, and you only have a matter of hours before blizzard hits, and that
What?
will not be good for you.
Oh.
I know there
yeah, then we
are
should go
so
that
many
way.
creatures.
They're very lovely, and
I
also
wanna be
yes,
friends with
blizzards
them.
happen rather regularly. The further you go up,
All right.
almost by the clock, and trust me, you do not have the equipment to survive. Let us
Let's walk and talk then.
Yeah, let's walk and talk.
To be fair, we did prepare to come to the tundra with Kestis support, so I think we have stuff to survive a blizzard.
go. Mm,
It's just
perhaps
cold.
regular
Yeah.
blizzard.
I'd
not
rather.
the
We've been
tundra
sleeping in the
desire.
snow for days. I'd rather sleep in like a nice village cabin.
I
Or-
mean, you might get a floor. It's not really
A
place
floor in a
to
cabin.
visit.
Great.
This is not
And-
exactly resort location.
Well, it's it's better than the floor out in the middle of the snow. Anyway, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, what were we
You
gonna say
didn't
again?
seriously follow me all the way up here against my direct request to ask if I was okay and if I needed something.
Look, you got. Did you tell me you got a letter? I don't remember.
Yes.
You said you got a letter and that you just needed to go, and that was basically literally all you said.
No, I said I got letter from family
Well,
letting
yeah.
me know that something was going on and that it was no longer safe for me to stay at Tears Corp. So I left
Okay.
and said, please do not be following. And yet, here you are.
So technically, we intercepted. We didn't follow, but we're not in the tier score right now, so that theoretically means you're now safer.
I know, just like
Safe.
absolutely shoves you back into the snow at the we just intercepted. We did not follow. Just,
Technically, we intercepted, but didn't follow.
Does I know have the strength to push a dash over?
is slippery.
Adesh does not
He's
put up too
wobbly.
much resistance to party members. But strength is also
Really?
Courage is not his strong suit either. Anyway, yes. Does anyone else feel like saying anything? Because this is kind of everyone else's idea.
I do love that everyone's making him do the talking when he was not the one pushing for them to go.
Well, didn't
Look.
want to interrupt the conversation.
Please
I
interrupt.
didn't want to either.
Everyone's throwing around innuendos right now, so Dilly is not.
Wait, no, we're not.
Dilly,
Might not have
Dilly
been.
just has a
I
wild
said
imagination
one.
of what an innuendo is.
I said one.
That's enough.
And it
Um,
wasn't even a bad one. It was just really.
One innuendo, Dilly has checked out for the rest of the day.
Yep.
Really quickly, Eliad, take a recovery token from Peyton.
I will let him know.
No, continue being nice.
Okay,
Emperor.
I do
don't
want to
mind.
see. I want to see what the rest of our misspellings are.
Stick around long enough, we'll find out.
You'll be Ilias.
Just
It's
Elias.
basically the same to me. That's all I got.
Well,
Wait, is that right?
no, it's not. Your L and I would be reversed.
No, no. I was
Oh.
just going. Wait, can I spell Isle with Elias?
No.
So,
Yes?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think
Yes.
you can.
It's just an extra A. Oh, wait,
No,
what
Yeah.
aisle are you talking about? Okay, I thought, like an island, but then I
No,
remembered
no.
that there's
I did too.
I'll-
hallways in a grocery
Yes,
store, and then I was
yes.
like, ah.
much like the hallways we get stuck in, I'm thinking that aisle.
Fair, fair, fair.
I believe the Blizzard in Sky was about to say something.
Oh yeah, look up.
as you are all speaking, seemingly out of nowhere, you see a stag walk, for lack of a better term, boldly out of the woods. It walks directly up to Aino and kind of nudges Aino a bit, and you can see there's actually seems to be like a collar on this stag, and on the back of it there is a note with a seal that you recognize, Aino.
Getting me in trouble with my parents. She reaches
Yeah.
up and
We're
Kinda
going
like
to
this.
the village.
hold, please.
Get me in trouble with my
You
parents
hold.
all the time.
Hello,
And I-
adorable animal.
just do. This is private.
Yeah, I'm not going to make
I
any
sent you a
attempts
message
to
on
look.
Discord with the
Okay, thank you.
the messaging.
All right, change of plans.
Wait,
So
I'm not.
what
I'm not
do you
going
know
into the
anyway?
blizzard.
Well, I'm afraid it is either that or something that is a little bit more ominous that I do not want to talk about.
Oh,
What?
let's do the ominous
Uh,
thing.
Can you like just talk like not ambiguously for?
No, Blizzard, let's do ominous. That sounds definitely more interesting.
Well, I mean, both will probably be a little ominous if that's helpful.
No.
I can't be more
I want
specific
them
because what
more.
is about to happen has never happened before. So I have no basis of knowledge or experience or even history books to tell you what's about to happen. So
Just
Fascinating.
similar to like how
I'm just going to
like,
say now, you should not have followed me, told you so, and it is now too late for you to go home. So follow me. And
Yeah.
she
Don't follow me, but follow me. All right.
Dilly didn't listen to any of that, too busy trying to pet the deer.
she's going to hop up on the stag.
Mhm.
I don't think all of us will fit on this stag.
No, you're not meant
Hi, I
to.
know.
Nor do I think that all of them that he will let you. All right.
Wait, is this a parent?
This is not a parent. This is a stag. I
Okay.
was not raised by wolves.
I mean,
or
that's apparent
stags.
It is apparent.
that it's a stag.
This is apparently a stag.
With whatever's in this new letter, is there now anything additional that you can tell us without keeping close to our chest, or are we still completely in the dark?
I can tell you we're going to the library. And let me put it this way. You're either required to come with me, or your knowledge that you have gained so far must be, and I quote, dealt with.
I've never been
So-
to a library before.
Don't.
I don't
Really?
like the implication of the phrase dealt with.
I would rather not
People who
fight
have signed
Ino's
this-
family, so I guess
Why
we're
is-
going.
would we need
Is that what you do in a library?
No, that is not. No,
No,
fighting in
no,
the
no.
library.
You
no
normally,
violence in
like,
the
read
library. No
books?
fighting. No
Can we read?
destruction of property
Yes.
in library.
That's
We're
all
going.
under the library. Maybe not this library, but normal libraries.
Wait, so you go under the library for fighting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a whole
Huh.
arena usually.
Suddenly, the stag that I know is on kind of snorts and stops one of its hooves and
All right,
looks
we're
at you.
going.
And again, it has this very kind of human disapproving stare that it gives all of you.
Can these animals understand us? We ran into some weird little fox.
Let's walk. We'll walk and talk. Yes, they understand.
Oh. We're very sorry if we have caused offense to you and your friends
where's
and your
the fence?
family.
By offering
And the
dried
deer
meat.
turns, flashes its tail at you, and starts walking back to the woods it came from with Ino on top.
I don't
Come
speak
on.
deer, but I think that was no problem.
Nope, that was flipping you off.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was a rude word.
I don't like straight up those translate that. No, that was flipping you off. Straight up.
Well, once again, we're very sorry, and I'm just gonna keep my head down and try to maintain body heat.
Okay. So as you guys get to the woods, the stag eventually kind of stops next to a tree and starts to kind of circle around you guys behind you, and it leans down and has all of its antlers kind of pointed at you, looking like it's about to gore you, and just slowly starts pushing you towards the tree.
Oh, sorry. Everybody get towards tree.
Everybody, what?
Libraries
towards
are
the tree.
trees?
No,
Trees?
I couldn't. I cannot. What?
Get towards the tree.
Get toward tree.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this why I knew that? Yes.
Adesh, as you get close, suddenly you feel the ground kind of drop out from beneath you, and suddenly, like, lights are flashing by you very, very quickly, and there's this huge rush of wind, and then suddenly you are face planted in snow. And a few moments later, Maddow, as you get closer, again, the floor drops out from beneath you, huge running, and then suddenly you face plant on top of Adesh. Followed
Ow.
shortly by Zariah and Dilly. And then after all that happens, you watch as a stag kind of clears all of you guys, jumps to the other side with Ino riding.
Oh, those are so fun.
Tries to get up.
Come on, come on.
Tries to get up and then like continues to follow.
The brave eats the soup. Let's go.
So over the next day or so, this happens often, where you guys will just be going in a direction, and then suddenly the stag will make this abrupt course change, go towards a bush or a tree. One time it was a puddle that was frozen over, and then you go through this slide and you're suddenly in a different place. And as the day goes on, it gets colder and colder, and you can see storm clouds coming in, and eventually you guys are in the middle of not just a blizzard, you're in the middle of the blizzard. You guys can't see more than a few inches in front of your face. You've all taken to just putting a hand on the person in front of you so that you don't get a little lost.
Aki's tail is glowing a little brighter to
Mhm.
help everybody see.
So you guys can see, fun fact, if you've ever turned on like your headlights in the middle of a snowstorm, you just see this kind of strange glowing blob a little bit in front of you, so that you kind of tell where a key is, but things are getting worse and worse. I know you yourself are at this point kind of impressed, because you've dealt with a lot of snowstorms and blizzards, but this is probably the worst one you have seen in your life. Yes?
Probably not the worst in life. Recalling back to the first.
I was about to
Okay,
say,
I was like,
aside from
That's my
that
first
one,
memory.
so you're kind of impressed and scared at this at the same time, because again, the last time you remember this happening, your entire life changed. And so as you guys keep going and it gets worse and worse, and you guys are starting to lose feeling in your fingers and toes and the tip of your nose,
I don't
sud-
have a nose.
beak.
Your little beak holes.
Suddenly, again, you guys feel the ground drop from beneath you, but instead of rushing colors and everything, you just feel yourself actually falling.
As soon as Zariah feels the ground leave, she's going to start flying.
Okay.
Or
And
hovering.
as you spread your wings and attempt to fly, you suddenly feel this massive gust of wind blow from directly above you that collapses any kind of aerodynamics you have for a brief moment. And you're in complete pitch darkness. Even Aki's light seems to vanish for a brief moment. And then suddenly all of you just hit the ground relatively hard. And as you guys all kind of blink, you suddenly realize that wherever you are, it is a very, very large room.
Ah,
Is it cold?
And Zariah, you're probably about 10 feet in the air when you're finally able to kind of get your wings to start working. The air stops. And as you slowly get down, you can't really see anything, but any noise that makes echoes drastically, like you're in just a massive amphitheater or something like that.
Does Zariah feel anything from the shadows?
Surprisingly enough, you don't, as dark as it is here, you actually don't feel any shadows, which seems
Oh.
odd. It's not kind of a lack of shadows like a danger or something. It just seems like nothing is casting a shadow currently. It's a very bizarre feeling.
do I know where I am, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
You generally don't come to this entrance. You have like 7 or 8 different places that you normally could come in. Like 4 of them, other people know about. A few of them are just places that you found that seem to work.
Okay.
But as you guys are all sitting there, you know for a fact that you guys have fallen significantly farther than anyone has realized. Like you guys have gone down miles.
Can Zariah attempt to ping out Terrell?
Sure. As you attempt to kind of reach into the shadow realm to communicate with her, you feel like you're in a box. And no matter what you do, no matter how many shadow sounds you make, they just kind of echo back on you. Which is, again, an experience you have
Really
never
bad
heard
cell
of.
service in the library.
Are we under the library? Is this the violence part?
No, no. We are in like the foyer.
This is the
I know
foyer?
gets off like the stag and is like, I feel like they probably want us to wait here for someone to come get us, yes?
That's great.
No,
And
it
the stag kind
definitely
of
seems like
looks
an
at you and nods.
invitation
Alright.
to explore.
Would you mind letting them know that we have arrived?
Nods, and he just walks very purposefully, very regally off.
So is your family animals?
No. I mean, sort of. Eki is my family.
Well, sure.
Can they read?
What? Yes?
Because it's a
Can you read?
library. Because, you know.
Not your family. I was asking for the animals. Do you read to them?
I mean, Eki can read. Eki is very smart. But most of the time they don't really need to because they are animals and they are living their life and they don't usually live in the library.
You can say that for people as well.
Well, I don't know what you want from me. I'm very confused by this line of questioning.
I kind of just want to know why we're here.
Sorry, it's just killing time.
I mean, I also want to know why you're here.
No, here in
but-
this specific dark room.
Because they told me to bring you, and I can't just have you go wandering around. They said to wait here until someone comes to get you.
Suddenly, you guys see a crack appear in what looks like nothingness, and this very bright white light starts shining out of it. You can see what seems like two massive doors, probably 20 or 30 feet high, start slowly opening.
And this is why I hate this entrance. It takes forever for a door to open.
And as they get fully open, you can see a humanoid figure with Vulpine aspects to it, walking slowly forward, resting on using a staff as a walking stick, and just keeps coming closer. And then they kind of stop and they look up, and suddenly you hear, "So I was trying to get something off of the top shelf, and I was thinking, what do I need to do to get this? And then I went, I know!
Which one is this? Do I just name him?
Sure, go ahead. This is one.
Johan! And just giant hug.
Johan.
I'm like,
And
I
Johan,
miss you
like-
so much.
Kind of goes back a little bit. I know, my little, I know, it has been too long. And he kind of takes you off and just kind of holds you in the air, standing much taller than he was before. And on average, they stand somewhere around like 7-ish feet tall.
They're quite
And so he's
tall.
just kind of sitting there going, I know, it's so lovely to see you. I know. And he looks past you. I know. You have
No.
something to explain?
No, I was told to bring. Note. Pulls out.
And he kind of looks it over. He's like, oh, oh, oh.
So
Oh.
I left, came back because got note from, everybody. And I was like, all right, so I will go. But, I've been with them for so long. I wanted to at least, I didn't want them to worry. So I told that one, she points to a dish, that I was going and that they couldn't follow me. Everything was fine, but the things back home were scary. So I had to go, make sure everything was all right. It was not safe to stay, but, don't follow. And then as I'm coming up here,
Correction, she said that she would never see us again.
I
It
said
was
I
likely
might.
she would
I
not
said I
see us
might
again.
not.
There was ominous things, and that she might not see us again, and she might never leave the library again. So could equate to either death or imprisonment. And when you have a friend,
Oh my
who
God. Dash, did you tell them I was going to be imprisoned? I said very clearly my family was in trouble. It was no longer safe for me to be out of the library.
And
I
as this
told
is
you all of
happening,
this.
he slowly puts down I know, and he just walks over to Soraya and just starts kind of looking and not kind of poking or anything, but just look. He's like, this is fascinating.
you
Look
are
at this.
fascinating. You are adorable. If I can use that term with you, is that all right?
Of course I'm adorable.
You are.
I've always been adorable.
I know, I can tell.
But this, and he turns back to I know, this is Alito.
Yes.
This is brilliant. You know, the actual history of your evolution is fascinating, and now that you have these wings, it is absolutely brilliant. And
I would love to hear about that. And if you need things from tall shelves, I can definitely help.
you have not seen what I know can do. I know. No, here, quickly. Here, everyone, come with.
No, Johan, don't. It's embarrassing.
No, you all must
definitely
come
show
in.
that.
We have bookshelves right inside the doorway. Come. We all have good time. I know. I'm so happy that you are back. They did not tell me that they were bringing you back. I mean, we all assumed because of what's going on that you would have to come back, but no one tells me anything anymore. I am just in my old dusty room.
Well, Johan, that's it. Here's the thing. The letter also didn't tell me what was going on, just that I needed to come home and it was no longer
yes.
safe.
I always forget you are so young. This is the first time this has happened for you. You do not, well, you might need to worry with them because that's a whole nother story. But it is perfectly normal. This happens every few millennia. You do not have to worry. But yes, no, everyone, come look at this. And he's finally brought you in. And as soon as you guys come in, walls upon walls going up 70 or 80 feet of bookshelves. There are ladders that seem to connect in random places, and some ladders don't seem accessible. And there's just all these things, and he goes, so I know. Could you get me that book over there?
All right. Just got that slight look of like a little scuff of the shoe of like, this is embarrassing. I'm having it like almost like being shown, like having to show your friends your old like ballet videos and being like, "Oh, okay, all right. It's the first
Damn.
time you have ever seen her somewhat embarrassed or anything close to it. And she
Jerry,
shelf
that
jumps.
felt like a specific reference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a theater kid. I've performed for years. at a
Thankfully,
time.
no one's seen my ballet videos.
Do you
I
have
s-
belly?
Yet.
Tell me more, Elias.
Sorry, what was happening? You're getting a book?
So she
Deflecting.
Yeah.
shelf jumps, like does not seem like she can jump this high, against one, and then kind of does the bump very, very quickly.
Oh, she's like a
Wow.
monkey. A very cheeky monkey.
Grabs
Motto
the
is like,
book,
Very embarrassed monkey right now.
slides down one of the ladders that doesn't fully reach the ground, hops down to the corresponding one across the way, does the same thing, boom, 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 is back on the ground in like 20 seconds. It's upsettingly quick. And then
So
Yes, look at that. And he comes and just gives you this huge like bear hug or fox hug. He's like, look at that. And he kind of puts her back down. He's like, isn't she amazing? Literally.
that whole thing.
why have
And
you
this-
needed ladders and ropes to get up places if you can just jump like that?
Well, I cannot jump like that. That is an Idaho theme.
I know, but she's been she's had to use.
Motto this whole time, watch that whole thing, slack jawed of, oh my god, that's amazing, and immediately starts like writing as much as he can about like the technique that you're using to do all those high jumps and like maybe if I do this, I can try it with my shield and
I know. Have you
there's
been
a brief
teaching?
moment of like looking over at Mono of like, look at me in the eyes.
I am, yeah.
Now you will promise me no shield surfing in the actual library.
Oh, of course not.
There are books here that
there
are
are-
older than your entire civilization.
He said millennia. That's a long time. Are there
Okay.
He said every
Think
few
about-
millennia.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. There wouldn't happen to be books about how to make things.
Hey,
that don't
Matto,
fly,
let's
right?
not overstay
How
our
to-
welcome
how to
and not
make-
to ask too many
sorry, how to what?
questions until we know we're okay.
So
Make things that don't fly.
Dilly keeps
Oh, there's
reaching
plenty on
up.
aerodynamics.
Oh my god, I'm gonna love this place.
I know. And you
Oh,
kind of
God.
get
Can he
interrupted. And you,
understand
I
that?
know. Have you been teaching them to write and take notes? This is lovely.
No, they did that on their own. In fact,
Oh,
in
yeah,
fact,
yeah,
Soraya, she pulls Soraya over very proudly. Well, her mother is so many notes. I got to read through some of them, and Soraya also takes notes. It's so good. And I one time she let me copy a little off her notes about things that I was not around for. I have so much to share with the elders. There's so much out there, which is why I'm
Yeah.
actually very sad that I had to come back because honestly, there's so much that we can still learn.
That is so amazing. I had not realized that they had evolved to a point where making their own libraries and things. I mean, that is lovely. It's so sad that it's all over now. Ah,
Sorry, what?
Johan, was
I'm very,
all
very
over?
sorry. I should allow the elders and everyone to tell me more.
No, you should definitely continue because I have a feeling that you're a much better storyteller than they are.
Oh, most definitely. However, I have my job, they have their jobs, and the only way the library keeps going is everyone does their jobs. So, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit of time before they are ready for you. And he gets really close to Aino. I may or may not have snuck some sweets. They're in my office. Come. You can bring your friends.
The food here is it's very different from in the core, but very good, very wholesome, very warm.
Yes. Come out of the. Well, it's not really the snow anymore, but you still have some snow on you. And actually, if you don't mind, could you all just stand right over there? Just right there, okay?
Oh,
You do
yeah.
that? Okay, good. And he slams his walking stick on the ground, and there's this massive blast of wind that knocks all of the snow, and you watch as the wind just takes all of the snow and kind of dampness from you and goes out the door, and you watch as the massive double doors start to shut. You know, with the written word and books made of paper, we don't want them getting wet. So we make sure that doesn't happen.
Is it
that makes
warm in
sense.
here?
Well,
Yes,
not any
it's not
warmer
hot,
than normal.
No, I was asking.
no,
Jody.
it's cozy.
Oh, yeah, it's pleasant. Let's put it that
Okay,
way.
I'm going to take off my
In fact,
extremely fluffy jacket.
One might even say, weirdly, when you
Don't do
can't
this.
say that it is neither warm nor hot. It is actually perfect temperature to the point where you barely notice it because it's one of those things of it. We keep it a controlled environment for the paper.
As long as it's not cold like it is
No,
outside.
it's not cold.
All right, come on. Time for the sweets. Come on. And as he kind of takes you through, you guys, as you go to the kind of first opening that you guys can see, as you look around, you see rows upon rows of books, and you can see going up multiple stories. There seem to be more and more, and going down multiple stories. It seems like a place this large shouldn't be able to exist. Everywhere around you is knowledge. You can see these strange kind of vulpine humanoids walking around, and every so often one of them will kind of look, and more often than not, when they see Aino, there's this little kind of smile in the corner of their eyes, and as soon as they see the rest of you, there's a look of disgust.
Oh no!
Tight.
But none of them seem to be interacting with you guys, other than kind of some of them. Like a few of them come over and they just kind of pat Aino on the head and then just kind of keep walking.
Zoraya is very sad because she thinks they're all adorable and they're looking at her
no.
with disgust.
Come.
I'm
you
concerned that they think
They
I'm
think
some
you're
kind of
super cute,
pet.
but they're just confused why you're here.
Come. There's far too much here, and the less you all see is probably best for you. So come. Stop looking around. Just look at me. Look at Aino. Isn't she adorable? She's wonderful.
You're
You
both
just stare at Aino.
Very
Wait a minute.
stareable, yes.
And you see his expression just change. There is something missing here.
No, he here.
And it's Aki! Oh! And he just kind of keeps running around. And you see him try and chase him for a bit, and then he just kind of sits there like this. He does this every time. He knows. He knows I can't follow it. I am not the young man that I used to be. Once you hit like 8,000 years, it starts to wear on you.
While this is happening,
Yeah.
Soraya is looking at the wall of books.
I'm also looking at the wall of books.
I'm
I know it's gonna look over her shoulder and like with this kind of silly grin and be like, and you thought I was Yiga.
You've just
I
been
never-
very, very. Never mind. We've talked about this.
Where's the fight room?
There is no fight room.
You have very violent friends, I know.
Books about fighting,
I
perhaps.
know.
It's
There's
a.
many books about fighting. We actually, one of my favorite books, there was a Hylian man about, let's see, it must have been 3 cycles ago. He actually was able to learn stick fighting so well, he was able to disarm an entire army of moblins using nothing more than a walking stick. He's a brilliant story, most of it made up. But that
What's
doesn't
a-
mean it is any less brilliant.
What's a cycle?
It's like when
I
a
know,
wheel-
we need sweets. Come, let's go. And you see him start kind of
Deflecting.
pushing you guys.
Ride my
And,
bicycle.
And as you guys kind of go through all of these different places, you eventually come to this very kind of ordinary looking door compared to everything else that you guys have seen. It's roughly about 8 feet to tall, made of kind of regular wood. There's no carvings on it or anything.
Gosh, why is
And
it-
he goes over and opens it up. Inside is a very kind of modest looking office. There are bookshelves everywhere, which seems to be a theme here. But other than that, there's a kind of desk in the middle. There is a small little seating area with like a small sofa and then a couple chairs and like a coffee table in it. And there is a window that seems to be looking out to a snowstorm. He goes, come in, come in, come in. Everyone sit down. I will go and find. And he goes over to the table and picks up a metal dish with a clutch over it and kind of places it on the coffee table. And as he lifts it away, you guys can see these small, basically kind of dust-covered cubes that if anyone's familiar with Turkish Delight.
Oh no.
You don't
Are we
like
about
Turkish
to betray
Delight?
everybody for Turkish delight?
Hey, that Turkish
just
delight was
really-
magic.
I really love Turkish Delight. It's amazing. But it's just it's basically it's kind of a it's a very sweet kind of
Jell-O.
gel candy.
The perfect candy to betray your friends with.
Is this?
No,
Is
it's not magical.
Often rose flavored.
I'm looking at Ino and just like, this isn't like potentate food, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's gooseberry.
What-
She
I-
turns
Motto absolutely just takes one and eats it.
It's an interesting because it's covered in powdered sugar, which is why it has that kind of dusty. So it's very sweet, and then the consistency of it is interesting. It's if you haven't, you
when
know.
it's homemade, it's way better than store bought, I will
Yeah.
say.
So this is definitely homemade, very very nice Turkish Delight. It's sugar. It's lots of different forms of
Gooseberry.
sugar.
Lingonberry. Dark fruits.
Well, I know. Man, you have no idea how boring it has been without you here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the rest of our family. They are lovely. They are wonderful. But, I mean, let's be honest. They get into a bit of just a rut and just keep going on and on about the same things. Even when new information comes in, they just, oh, I put it in this book. I put it on the right shelf. Go find this Dewey Decimal System again and again. Like, can't we choose a different system? It's a great system, don't get me wrong, but let's be crazy sometime. Maybe, try something hexadecimal system. That would be fun, right? That's
That-
like
that
an
would be
additional
actually pretty
8
fun.
or 6. Yes, additional 6 numbers. That would be so fun.
Which numbers?
Well,
All of the
technically,
numbers.
need all of them up to the hexadecimal.
But you said it's only 6 more.
Yes,
Oh,
because
'cause
decimal
it's-
is 10, hexadecimal is 16.
Okay, so which 6 are you choosing?
No, it's never mind.
I'm sure they'll let you read about it at some
So-
point, Dilly.
Jilly's in a motto mood.
Too many
When
snowball
you
fights.
say something is happening, does that have something to do with like the tears or
I know, I love you. I think you are wonderful. But as I told you before, it is not my job to tell you about
no,
this.
I understand that, but I'm really good at acting surprised. So if you tell
And
me
you s-
now,
You see him just kind of sit there and go, "You are really good at that." Like I see you do it, and it's very good. Guys, watch this. Watch this. I know.
you know, it'd be a great moment. You tell me what's going on, and I will be like, and then I can recreate it when the elders tell us.
But no, we have to show you first. So watch this. I know you're adopted. See, look how good that is. Like I am
mean,
convinced, and we both know that she
Obviously,
was
I am
adopted.
adopted because
Yep.
I mean, look,
Fooled me. Yeah.
but also, if it's happened before, is it really a secret? I mean, there's a possible chance I've already read about it happening and I just haven't connected the dots. I've been out in
Well,
the
I mean,
snow. I'm a
every-
little tired. I'm a little hungry. I have a sugar high. There's a lot of things.
Ask him what book it was in. You could probably figure it out.
I mean, it's not a secret to us, but to anyone like them, like
What
they
if
would
they
never
plug their
know.
ears?
We're very good at plugging our ears.
They are so good. Watch, watch, watch. Plug your ears. Dilly, plug your ears. I am a purple hippopotamus. Okay, you can bring them down. What did I say? You have no idea. All right, so they can plug their ears and you can tell me.
Was she saying anything? I didn't hear
And
anything.
so,
I don't know what
for
happened.
one of the first times that you can really remember with Johan, you see him become very, very serious. And he kind of gets down, he goes down on one knee so that you're at eye level. And goes, I know. I really want to tell you what's going on. I really do, because it's important. But you know who wrote you those letters. I'm not going to step on their toes. They have served us and have given so much of their own lives to get to the position that they're in. It would be dishonorable for me to do this. You understand, yes?
Understand, but these are my friends and they have saved my life countless. Well, I've also saved their lives multiple times in the past almost year, and it feels dishonorable to leave them so in the dark. That is
Will
not
be-
what friends do, I have learned.
Absolutely. They will be informed when it is time for them to know. You have always had problems with patience, and I understand for someone as young as you, time seems like it lasts forever. But
No,
when you
it is
get to my age, you understand that each one of these people, they exist for such a tiny, tiny amount of time.
but Johan, I am one of those people.
Let me see what I can do. All right? I cannot tell you, but I will. If you all promise to stay here and no one but I know is allowed to read my books, I will go find them. I will bring someone here, or I will get them to let me tell you what is going on. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Do any of you need something? I know I just given you lots of sugar. Do you need something to drink? We can have some of the messengers bring you something sweet, something savory, something just water. What do you all think?
Something savory would
I
be
mean,
nice, but
I'll take some water or something. That sounds fun.
All right, I will send them in with some things for you to drink. All right, I know. And he comes over and he goes to the door and he just stops and he comes back over again and just picks you up with a big hug. I cannot tell you how nice it is for you to be back. I missed
is-
you.
Good to be back. I missed all of you too.
Okay. I'm going to go. Aki, you make sure they don't do anything bad, okay?
Aki almost like seems to sit up straight, like.
Aki is in charge. Whatever he says goes. And he leaves.
Does a key talk?
Aino looks at Aki and goes, Aki, you heard that only I am allowed to read books, yes? But you also know he did not say I could not read them aloud.
Aki just kind of nods.
All right,
He's
so
still in his
legal.
very. He's still in his very. He's actually gotten up on the desk, and he's just sitting there like, "I'll allow it."
Brilliant.
He's got
She
a bow
starts
tie
looking
on
through.
suddenly.
She starts looking for clues among the books of just like anything that might.
So you don't know what's going on?
I'm surprised
No, I've
nothing
only
about
been
that
here.
couple millennia, didn't spark your memory about a certain book that you read
I have
when you were like 2.
Theory
Well,
based
to
on
be
the context
honest,
clues, but
Here is a lot of things happen every couple of millennia.
so let me. I have a theory, but before I say that, I should ask how. I've never seen like this is all very alien to me. How powerful is your family here?
Oh, I don't know what you mean by that.
Like what the scope of their abilities? They're able to hide this massive library in the snow.
I mean, they've been here for many, many millennia. The Zonai have been here far before Hyrule and shall exist far
I'm sorry, the
long
what?
after. Zonai.
Is that what they are? They're called?
That is, yes.
That's your family? Okay. And yeah, no, that's. I'm just wondering, like how.
If you are
So-
worried that they are going to personally enact anything that would be harmful to the world outside, no, that is not what's happening.
Well, that's what sounded like, which is why I was
No,
very
no, no,
concerned.
no. You need to understand. They are the last of their people, and they are a very small section.
Is this everybody?
There are about 20, 25.
Total
I-
left in
So
existence?
lots of inbreeding, that's what I'm hearing.
No, they don't anymore, really.
Oh well, that
I
explains
am
the dwindling
The
numbers.
only child, or I was the only child, and they still kind of see me as one as
Yeah,
you
it
can
kinda seemed
imagine
that way.
to a Zonai, your early 20s, you were still a
You're an
baby.
infant, yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, it's just the whole cycle. Like there's.
oh no, the world, how do you say, rinse and repeats on its own.
It's
Zonai
the
are
rinsing part that is worrying me.
No, I am also very concerned. That's why
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Sure.
Exactly, like what part of the cycle is this?
And what's
But-
causing it would also be good, because if it's like the tears and the fact that we just went into a tear,
I don't think we're in
I
a
know.
tier.
are they familiar with the tears?
Are there any? Oh yes, that's why they sent me. I mean, we didn't know about them, but that's why. That's why I was sent down to join Tears Corp, was to gain as much information about it as possible, because the Zonai are observers. They are keepers of all the knowledge.
So whatever's about to happen,
Very-
they're not causing.
They are not causing, but they will observe, record,
Right.
and likely
Okay.
stand apart from, which is unfortunately, I fear, something they've been doing for far too long.
Well,
Yet the fact that they didn't even realize that you could read and write is very upsetting.
yeah, they're kind of out of touch with the outside world, it seems. But
Did they realize what happened at all with like the restoration?
Oh yes, absolutely. Some of them actually still have, in fact, they'll still have their memories of what used to be versus like what is now. Apparently, it gives a little bit of a headache when I think about it, but yeah.
This
As
is
you
a-
are looking through things, I know, you have been in this room so many times that you have the contents of these bookshelves almost memorized. And so going through them, you're just going like, oh, I remember this one, I remember this one. And as you keep going, you suddenly find an area of books that you don't remember being there and are obviously out of order. Like they're not supposed to be here. And as you kind of look through, you can
it's
see
that hexadecimal organization system.
Yes, it's that hex organization. As you kind of look through them, they are books that, surprisingly enough, you have never seen in the library before. And they're
These
not
are
new, They seem to be very, very old, but for
I mean,
whatever
not
reason,
no, but
you've just never seen them before. And as you kind of look through it, you can see they describe these calamitous times where civilization effectively falls. And each one describes a different time that this has happened.
how can we be due for another calamity? We just had a calamity.
What?
What? What?
Can I ask a context thing of
Sure.
something that obviously Mida won't be asking at the moment? When you're referencing all that stuff in the calamities, are we referring to the events prior to campaign 1 of those calamities, or it's like more?
Oh yeah.
This
Like-
is not like great calamity. This is extinction level events.
So this is
Okay.
something.
Yeah, this
That-
is something
okay.
bigger than the
Bigger than
quote-unquote-
The
even-
moon
even-
crashing into Termina.
Yeah, this is
like
is
anything that like
complete
our other
resets
characters.
complete
What?
resets of evolution.
What in the past has caused those?
From what you are reading here, each one tends to be a little bit different. One was, and again, the one thing that's kind of messing you up with these is the dates that they give here are from a calendar that you're not 100% familiar with.
Yeah.
So you're having a hard time placing order and things like that. But one of them happened, a civilization got really into worship of the Triforce specifically and harnessing its power as much as possible. Somebody actually touched the Triforce, made a wish, and everything was gone.
Wait, isn't that what we did?
Different wish.
Kind of, yes and no. Different wish.
Different-
This
different
was
wish.
someone that made a wish. Basically, they used the wish spell and worded the wish
Okay.
poorly.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I want
Like,
world
we
peace.
all touched-
an,
I wish
another
that
one.
All the evil was found in
um,
the world. Where everyone has a little bit of evil on their souls.
Oops.
Another one was exactly what Elias described previously. There was a celestial body that came and just obliterated civilization. The remnants of which are actually Lake Hylia
Oh, okay.
was the kind of impact zone of that particular one, and it's just been so many times that a lot of it has been filled in, so it's not nearly as big as it used to be.
I know it's kind of doing that hurried, like she's projecting enough that people can hear, and it's clear like I'm reading this out loud for you to get this information, but I will not be stopping or allowing you to read it because I do have to keep to the letter of the law.
Just reading to yourself.
No, she's actually saying it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
Oh, as in I'm reading it to my, well, he never said I couldn't read it to you. He said I could, you can't read it. So you can be read to. There was
Yeah.
nothing in there. Sticking to the Fey rules, as Ent pointed out.
Do you think it? So you said that with the restoration that some people still remember everything, and they record everything, right?
Mhm.
You don't
Library
think
is now
they
3 times
happen
as
to
big.
You don't think they have recorded things of what people were like doing in those, right?
What the,
So
like
okay.
individually? Like they're not like
kind of.
surveilling you specifically.
Probably the
I don't
different
know.
world events, but
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how the restoration panned out for you guys, but I had like when it happened, I just got like a bunch of memories of me being like a shield surfer in all these other different realms, but like being able to do things with shield surfing that I do not remember how to do. Like apparently, in one realm I could fly. I had a shield that could fly. I don't remember anything about how it happened or how I made it, but I remember I have those memories, but I don't have any of the other specifics. It's like a whole part of my brain that just is closed.
Oh, you want the mechanics specifically? Yeah, I think I have something that you could, I could read to you later.
Let's
Yes.
prioritize with the time we have.
Suddenly, you guys hear a loud bang
Boom,
on
boom.
the door there, and the door slowly
Extinction
opens.
level events
You
here.
see- You see this
Maya,
very
like, freaked out
regal
this, like-
looking Zonai woman could come in. She is draped in robes
Calm down
that
over
seem
there,
to
Lex.
kind of flow around her. And as you look at her, she kind of glides everywhere, almost like she's floating. I know you would recognize Maya,
Serva Maya.
the high nurturer of the people of the Library of Lost Knowledge. And she comes in and she kind of looks at you. Hello. I know. It is lovely to see you.
Serva.
I know.
Hmm?
These people that are with you, they should not be here.
I was told to bring them.
I'm aware, but you were told to bring them because they know things they are not supposed to know.
I didn't tell them to come.
And you see her kind of smile, and she comes a little bit closer and kind of pats you on the head. We have spoken many times about the consequences of our actions, have we not?
But this is a consequence of sending me.
I know that's what it seems like to you, little one. However, it is my job to oversee the welfare of the people here. It is time for you all, and she kind of turns to the rest of you. It is time for you all to follow me and be told exactly what is going on. I must insist you all keep your eyes forward. Do not look at the books. Do not look at the other peoples in your library.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yep.
need verbal confirmation from all of you.
Oh, I understand.
You are muted.
Ilea, you're muted.
That's okay. What Dilly said was not helpful. So yes.
Ah.
Everyone, come with me. And she kind of turns and kind of glides out the door.
Literally just staring at the back of the person sat in front of me.
Okay.
Zoraya's
not-
gonna look at
If not down at the floor.
Zoraya's gonna look at Aino and kind of smirk, and then look back, and start following her out.
So as you guys are going
I
through
know,
the library
disapproves.
again,
Zoraya's looking around.
you eventually come to
Ina walks behind you, literally puts her hand up on your head and tries to gently like forward.
Oh, that's fine. She still has eyes that can move.
I know, but it's like the.
So eventually, you guys come to a very elaborately carved stone door, a door that looks far too heavy to move in any shape or form. And Maya comes up and she just barely places a hand on it, and you watch all of these runes start glowing on it, and it slowly kind of opens up, and inside is a kind of raised dais in the center, and then there are 4 chairs, 3 of which are currently filled with various Zonai people. And Maya kind of leads you all in, and she points to kind of very wide, it's about a 10-foot wide dais in the center of this room. And she kind of points there, and when you watch it, she just very slowly glides up, or very gracefully glides up and takes the final remaining seat. I, Maya, High Nurturer of the Peoples of the Library of Lost Knowledge, hereby start this hearing. Woman on the opposite side speaks. And she is significantly kind of more built. She's wearing what looks more like armor than robes. This still has a flowing aspect to it. And she kind of stands up. I, Katarina, High Protector of the Library of Knowledge, hereby start this hearing. Then the woman next to her, who has these kind of very small glasses that ride very low on her nose and is wearing kind of very comfortable clothing, doesn't flow anywhere near as much as the other one, turns. I, Ellen, I'm going to try saying my name one more time because it is very difficult. I, Eleonora, High Seeker of Truth for the Library of Lost Knowledge, hereby start this hearing. And then finally, the single masculine force there is standing, very kind of simple robes, but they have significantly more color than everyone else. And he stands there. I, Amu, High Keeper of the Knowledge for the Library of Lost Knowledge, hereby start this hearing. I know. Step forward.
She does.
You have been charged with violating the secrecy and protection of the library. Through your actions, those who should not know are now aware of the library's existence. Do you have a defense?
Yes.
Speak.
Respectfully, Counsel. I have done what has been asked of me since you graciously took me in. When I was charged with this task of acquiring more knowledge and bringing it back to the library, I abandoned everything that I had come to know. Gratefully, happily, excitedly, knowing that I would be adding to the great knowledge of this library. And upon returning, I see how vital that truly was. I was sent with the assumption that I would go and be able to immerse myself in this wonderful culture, these people, be among them without making bonds, friends, that those people would not learn to care for me. That if I chose to leave at the behest without very little knowledge, that they would not follow me, not because they wish to steal the information from this wonderful building, but because they were worried that some harm might befall me. I fear, while wise the zone I may be, they have failed to truly capture or understand the compassion and care that lies outside these walls. Yes, it was my actions of being there that brought them here. But Counsel, you must also take responsibility in this action, because it is impossible to exist among them and not find friends.
Point of order? And Katarina raised her hand. I brought up these exact points when you first decided to send her out, and you all ignored me. And now it has been shown if we had sent out someone with more training, more restraint, they would have been able to complete the job without the emotional bleed that has obviously happened here. Yes, we do take some of the blame here. We must. But there was a simple solution for this that we could have done, and we chose not to. Katarina, I understand your feelings on this, but we have already said That decision was made and is in the past. It has been recorded, and we do not change the records. We record them. Yes, I know.
Point of order, Katarina. You say you would not, someone with more experience, someone with more years upon them would not experience that emotional bleed. Might I remind you back to over 20 years ago on a blizzard even more terrifying than this? You found a child. This council decided to let live. Not one of you. You hadn't even known me for a moment. And yet, emotional bleed, one might say, saved me that day. And the key, of course.
Maya moves forward slightly in her chair.
How old is a key?
The young one does bring a good point. We have all met many times since I know and Aki have joined us, and we have all decided that their presence here has been a net benefit for everyone. So, to paint this in such a negative light, Katarina, is not appropriate. And as Amu has already said, the past has been recorded. We do not change it. We record. What I know has done, she will have to pay for. And she will gladly do it. But it is done. It is in the past. It has been recorded. And now we must move forward. It is possible that these new presences will have just as positive an impact on our library. And then Katerina jumps forward. Or it is just as possible that they will ruin what has existed for millennia. We are treading in waters that we have never, ever thought of before. How
And
are we-
isn't that the most exciting thing you've ever
You
felt?
will keep a civil tongue. And you will speak when you are recognized. You are not a member of this council.
Who, me?
No, it was because I excitedly.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But so I was raising her.
It's so much harder when I'm not in an actual amphitheater.
I'm so sorry.
That was brilliant, by the way. I think this proves my point. They are a destructive force, and they must be dealt with. My protectors can deal with all of this.
You can,
We are
but then
ready.
you'd miss out on valuable
You
information.
are
that
not even a
observing
member of
cannot-
this library. You will not speak unless spoken to,
Yes, but
or
there's
I will
knowledge.
ensure that you do not speak again.
But aren't you in the pursuit of knowledge?
Where do we get the library card?
Guys, maybe we let them handle this.
Suddenly you see Amu raises his arms. Silence! This is devolved into arguments and name-calling. This is not appropriate for our council. Katarina, your issues with this have been noted. Do not bring them up again. For the rest of you, it will take time for us to decide what your fate shall be. But at the bare minimum, you deserve to know what is going on. Every so often, something happens so dangerous that the world must correct itself. One of those events is happening Now, the tears, as you call them, are an omen of destruction. When they rain down on the land, nothing will survive. In times like this, the library closes its doors. We recall all of our messengers, all of our protectors, all of our wanderers. And we cut the library off from everyone for a few hundred years. While it is sad that we lose knowledge of these brief moments of time, it is in the best interest of everyone for the knowledge to survive. As we speak, all of our messengers are returning. Within a few days, they will be here, and the library will be shut, removed from Hyrule. I know, because you are family, we decided to bring you back so you could live the rest of your days in the peace and serenity that is the library. Your friends are not family. They do not belong here. Never before in the history of the library has non-family been allowed to enter. We must decide what to do with them. But bare minimum, you all have seen the outside world for the last time. Yes, I know.
Let us try to stop it.
That is not what we do.
That is not what you do. If you are to close your doors, let us be on the other side. What will it matter if we fail? Your problem will be souls. But if we succeed,
Katarina kind of jumps forward, realizes what she's doing, and sits back for a moment. And what happens when one of these people that seem to have mastered Shikatek come and take you, and they take your memories of this place, and they find this place? What happens then?
with your doors permanently closed, we both know. Not even my memories will be able to gain them entrance.
And yet we've never dealt with a Sheikah society that advanced. They always ended long before that. We cannot predict what abilities they will have.
There is many things you cannot predict, Katarina.
Finally, for the first time during this entire meeting, Eleonora speaks forward. I know, seems to be much wiser than you in this particular instance, Katarina. Predicting the future is not something anyone can do. But predicting the future based on the worst possible result is a fallacy that has been used throughout history to manipulate and control by evil people. And I will not stand by to watch our council use such underhanded and illogical means. I agree with Eleonora. This is not something that can be taken lightly. For the time being, we will provide you rooms and guards to ensure you do not go where you are not supposed to. But we will need time to think about this. Finally, I know. It breaks my heart to see you cry. But I have more responsibilities than just the safeguarding of your honor. And I hope you understand. If my decision causes you pain, that was not my intention.
I know. I would only ask this decision not be made by fear. We have been many things, but knowledge has never been gained or preserved through fear. In fact, I would go to say that it has hindered us. The absolute, despite information coming and going constantly, the inability to understand where these civilizations truly live, how they operate. I have seen firsthand now a civilization ruled by fear. It should not come to that. And if I must be on the other side of the doors when they close, to ensure that that does not happen, I enter the storm gratefully and with eager exploration.
Eleonora chimes up again. I will say it again. I know is wise beyond your years. And you would all be very wise to listen to her. I know. Take your friends. Relax. Enjoy your time here. You deserve it. We will let you know what our decision is as soon as we come to it. Amu moves forward. I rarely have lost knowledge. Declare this hearing adjourned. And unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, we do have all of these right here on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Zelda Universe TV. You can watch them in the video on demand section, so you can catch up on all the cool, amazing stuff that we are doing. Also, check out youtube.com/Zelda Universe TV for all the other cool stuff that we put up on your YouTube, and ZeldaUniverse.net, where all of our articles and the podcast and all the other cool stuff that we do shows up there. Otherwise, again, that's all for us today, and we will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.